This grubby bag is my own personal sandwich pack, a 45 litre bag. I've done a lot of missions using this bag, and it's a really, really great bag. We'll go over it and I'll show you all of its drawbacks and advantages. Unfortunately, I never seem to have a new sandwich bag in stock. Every bag I make is a custom build, and generally as soon as they're made, they're off in the mail, and I feel a little uncomfortable about filming people's personal bags and showing you in a video. So you stuck with my personal bag, and it was also a very early bag, and what you get will not be exactly what you see here. There have been a lot of improvements, but it's great to show you this first version with all of, and then we can go over some of the options and the many improvements that have been made since I made this bag. You can see pockets on the side. I use these are the small version pockets, and they're designed to be able to take a snow stake. I'm not a climber myself. I've used this bag as a pack rafting bag, and I do have some holes in my grid stop pockets, and that's caused by the sharp end of a carbon fiber paddle. They're very abrasive, and if you ever carrying a paddle in your bag or in a pocket, I strongly recommend that you use something to cover the abrasive end, perhaps a sock, but I can also supply an X-Pack cover, which is designed to reduce the abrasiveness of your paddle. On this bag I've got a ski strap, and then at the bottom I have a ladder lock for the bottom strap and a clip for the top one. You can ask me to put the straps any spacing you like, so that's something that you need to think about. On this bag I've got 2mm cord tabs. There are 5 of them up each side, plus some extra ones here and there, and the reason for those is they're very easy to clip onto with the carabiner. I actually do prefer these webbing, 12mm webbing tabs, and most people would get those because they're stronger and easier for me, and you don't need to As you can see, I've set mine up with elastic like this. I can put a lycra pocket in, which I do with a lot of packs, particularly the ones set up tramper style. For my bag, I prefer not to have a lycra pocket because I do a lot of bush bashing. I just have this elastic, and I can do heavy duty elastic or light duty elastic. This is the heavy duty. Sometimes I set mine up with 2 sets of elastic, one over here and one over here. It just depends. I've got some more elastic over there. You can also use cord and tie things on with cord, like boots and what have you. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, I can make pockets out of other things. Usually I use light skin. The pockets are often very similar to what you see on an empty pack, and I have 3 different size pockets, so we can go quite big. I recommend that you don't take pockets and compression straps just because of the extra weight. The more stuff you add, the heavier it is. Commonly I'd use these tabs on the front and the back so that you can tie a tripod or something in the side of your bag. Otherwise compression straps are fine. I'll turn the bag over. We'll go over this over here. So I have a strap over the top, and then I've got 2 snap links and a lycra closure, a Velcro closure. This is X-Pack VX15, and I can do that in green, camo, orange and blue at the moment. And I can also do light skin for the closure, which is the lightest option by a long way. Looking at the back of the bag, this is an early version of my waist belt. Modern versions have got slightly more colour, and they also use different webbing and more padding. I usually put more padding in my waist belts, but this was an early version and I really quite like it. It's just not as neat as the padded version. You can see I sew through on all of my bags, and that just adds a whole lot of strength and distributes the weight across all the layers of the waist belt. Yeah, so that's my waist belt. The modern version is more padded with 1 centimetre thick foam. This version has got 3mm foam, which is very functional and light, but I think people generally prefer a little bit of extra padding in their waist belts, and it makes your waist belt look a whole lot neater. These are my straps. I've changed the way I do my straps. I now put a triangle of colour, X-Pack up top here. Strictly speaking, it's not necessary, but it looks a whole lot neater and tidier. 2 straps. I put a daisy chain along the strap, and you can use that for sternum strap. I personally don't use a sternum strap on my bag. Yes, I have this big triangle and so that's what that looks like. I can turn it inside out for you, and we'll see what it looks like on the inside. This is the panel that would be the front of the bag. That is the green strip at the bottom of the bag. I have started actually using a layer of X-Pack behind it because I find this is a high stress point. I like the colour of the V15. It's polyester and it takes very nice colour, but as opposed to nylon. But I think the X-Pack behind it adds a lot of strength. And this personal bag, I made a mistake of not putting it in, but all my other bags do have it. Everything is triple sewn. All these tabs are pretty well sewn in. This is the panel that goes against your back. So that is the waist belt over there with the 3mm padding. I use 3mm padding against the sacrum and 1mm padding in the rest of the waist belt, and that's usually more than adequate. This is the top of the bag, and very often I don't put any padding in the top of the bag. I think if you're ever going to carry big weights, it's probably better to have the padding there. Not so much for the padding, but for the reinforcement. I think just having a little bit of extra fabric up at the top where the strap sews in makes for a long-term much stronger bag. Although I've never had any problem without it, and my preference is to do it without. I think I like to look at who is going to use the bag and take it from there. So on my personal bag, I've got some padding with 3D spacer mesh up against the top of my back, but you can have it without if you like. There's a fair bit of thread up there in the top where the strap's sewn in, and this bag has carried some massive loads and there's no loosening at all. It's a very, very solid bag. I'll put it in the scale and we'll see what it weighs. My scale is zeroed. And this bag with the bit of elastic there comes in at 213. Most sandwich bags, 45 litre bags, weigh in around 650 or 700 grams depending on the options. I can make them lighter or heavier. Generally, the less you put on your bag, the better. But some things are just really nice to have, like the lycra pocket on the back of the pack is great to have, and it adds weight. And compression straps can be good, but if you can live without them, that's good. Save you a bit of weight. Pockets too, less is more. I want to show you the thermarest that I use in the back of my bag. This is a standard 3/4 thermarest, and I fold it in half and then half again, and then I put that against my back. My side compression straps are generally long enough to take a foam mattress, so you can put a foam mattress on the side of your bag. Generally I make my straps too long. You can make them shorter if you want to. At the top of all of my bags I put 4 of these little 2mm loops, and the purpose of those is to you can put a strap through like that, and you can use it for your lid if you want to. I do sell an accessory lid, or you can put a compression strap, maybe putting something on the top like a pack raft. Or if you're like me and you're very weight conscious, when I'm carrying a pack raft with this bag, I use a piece of 2mm cord and I lash the pack raft on top, and away I go, and it works fine. No problems there. I actually have changed the way that I make my I've changed the way I make these loops. They should be stronger, but these ones are pretty strong nevertheless, and I can also do them in 3mm cord. I prefer not to because it's much harder for me. So that is my sandwich bag. It's a really great bag. Your bag will be a whole lot tidier and neater probably. I made this one in a rush to get away onto the tin range, but it's still going, and I'm about to do a mission in the next few days to Doubtful Sound. I'm climbing the Black Giants, and this is the bag that's coming with me. I'd love to make myself a new one, but the deal is I have to wear this one out first. I also wanted to say that if you're interested in buying a custom-made sandwich pack, a good idea would be to look at my Instagram at emptypacks.nz. You'll find many examples of sandwich packs I've made for people, and we'll have a discussion by email and work out exactly what you want, and that's a good place to start anyway, so that you can work out what you might want, or even if you send me some ideas that come from elsewhere, I'm prepared to look at anything. If I can make it work, I will. Thank you.